Howdy, my name is Christopher Cole. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of my work in progress facial rig tool that I'm writing currently. It's a morph target driven system inspired by the Fast and Efficient Gears 3 facial rig on GDC Vault. I'll show you a little snippet of the code. A lot of the things here are handled by some script libraries I've been writing for various functions. I've got some sorting utilities, some animation utilities, morph target utilities, and some string utilities like I rewrote string replace to be a little friendlier. So I like to use structs and arrays of structs to store my data. I find it's pretty fast. I'm doing a dynamically generated .NET UI. I'm currently using this on another project at work. Even though it's still work in progress, it's nice because I've created a different facial rig with entirely different morph targets set up, and since the UI creates itself, I didn't have to rewrite anything, which was really nice. So it'll work with multiple rigs in the same scene. I can animate multiple rigs at the same time if they have the same sliders. I have a bunch of event handlers. I'm storing all my UI elements that are generated dynamically and an array of structs so that I can access them through my array of structs instead of having to navigate the .NET UI tree. I just find it's a little faster and a little easier. So we'll go ahead and go over to the UI here. I've got some morph target tools which I use to create the morph targets I use to animate with. I can just work on half of the face and then hit this button or this button, and it'll make the other half of the face match up with it. That way I can do symmetrical modeling in Max without having to destroy my point order. And then after I've created a symmetrical mesh, I can create a left and right mesh with the center line being 50% to what the original morph target was. And this is just a button to kind of facilitate the adding of a whole bunch of morph targets to a single mesh. These two buttons will create my face rig. I just select my helpers and pick the head bone, and then bam, I hit create face bones, and it'll make the whole facial rig, the whole face bone rig, constrained to my helpers but parented to the head bone, which is kind of nice. And over here is going to be a tab for each face rig in the scene along here. I've got a tab for the lower face, the upper face, the eyes, coming soon are saved poses, other morphs. This is kind of a catch-all for morphs that don't follow naming conventions. And these are morphs for the character. This one is going to make my generic cage match up to a character with a unique face. And this one here I just use because this guy I modeled with a built-in snarl. He's not ideal for this face rig. I modeled him before I created this rig, and he's just kind of what I had to test with. So, but it works okay. It's not ideal, but it works all right. I've just got some other options, just like zero sliders out, and over here is going to be another upcoming feature, which is going to have a graphical representation of all of the helpers in the face, so you can select them over here instead of having to pick them in the scene view. Alright, I'm trying to keep this about 10 minutes so I can post it on YouTube, so let's go ahead and get into it. I have a bunch of helpers. I'll go ahead and I have a bunch of helpers constrained to my mesh. You can see them here, and then I've got an offset layer on top of that, which is here, and the locators here are being driven by my mesh with a morph target on the face, and then these are driving these locators, and these have zeroed out values on them, and you can animate these for tweaking the facial positions after the morph targets are on the face. And you can see my rig cage here. We'll go ahead and hide my meshes So you can see I've just matched it up to my underlying geometry. I have a bunch of animation morphs, which are still kind of work in progress as well. So here you can see the left and right versions. We've got a lower lip down and another lower lip down. We've got a bunch of mouth shapes. Here is my morph target for the particular character, and here is his mouth fixer morph target to fix this kind of open snarly shape he's got. But that does influence some of the other shapes, like particularly mouth open, mouth stretch, and the puckers. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here. I'm going to go ahead and hide these again. I just have a standard biped on this guy with a little range of motion, nothing fancy. It's just to have some of my animators at work test the rig out. So let's go ahead and drag some of these around. So we got a jaw drop here, and then we have the bigger one, the mouth stretch. And let's go ahead and go down to that. I zoomed in on that lower lip depressor. So we'll go ahead and show that how this combines. Currently these names left and right are flipped. There's a little bug in my math that I have to fix, but that's actually already fixed in the version that I have at work. So let's go ahead and give this guy some kind of snarly face pose. We'll go ahead and do let's do a upper lip razor. Another feature I'm going to be adding soon are little renders of each morph target over here on the side panel. Alright, now we're going to go over here to upper face, and we're going to go ahead and lower the brow down. And then we'll raise the outer ones, kind of give them a gnarly furrowed brow look. And I'm going to go ahead and drop these even more. Again, this skinning is kind of temp skinning. So let's go ahead and raise those nostrils a little bit. And go ahead and go in here and maybe. And I'll show you my eyes. I got these are all driven keys. These aren't morph targets at all. These do my these drive my eyelids. I do have a soft eye setup. I'll go ahead and unhide my eye rig. So if I come over here, you can see that the eyelids track the eyes a bit there, just a little bit. Well, it's kind of nice and subtle. And if I kind of make him squint a little bit, you can see he tracks that motion. Here I allow you to set the maximum rotation of the upper and lower eyelids on the fly.